Hey, welcome to my channel, Bible Messages with Pastor Tom West. I hope you'll subscribe to it. We teach the Bible here. I do more than one message a day. Hit the bell so you get notified. Give me thumbs up, make comments, do what you can to help me get this out to as many people as I can. I want to teach the Bible to as many people as I can. Need your help to do that. Help me get that done. How much weak faith is there in the Christian community? Probably more weak faith exists than strong faith. That's just my opinion. Which my opinion probably doesn't matter that much, but that's my opinion. Romans 14 verse 1 says, "Accept him whose faith is weak without passing judgment on disputable matters." Now the rest of this chapter the Apostle Paul brings up all kinds of matters that were matters of dispute between Christian people, stuff they were fussing about, okay? So why do you suppose the apostle tells us to accept the guy whose faith is weak without passing judgment on disputable matters? Why do you think that? Well, it's because people with weak faith seem to have matters to dispute. Think about that. People with weak faith seem to have matters to dispute. Weaker faith will find things to fuss about. Those with weaker faith will fuss and they'll pass judgment, and they'll often do it in a hurry. They'll be quick to pull that out. The apostle is clear. Don't pass judgment on disputable matters. Don't fuss with them, okay? This is hard. It's very hard because the weak in faith will pass judgment first, and the trick is to not pass judgment back. That's the trick. And it takes the power of God to step out and not do that. Romans 14:19, later in this chapter, outlines how to respond to the guy with weaker faith who judges you and finds fault. He says, "Let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace and mutual edification." Edification means to be built up. Do what will bring peace so that you can help people be built up. My last pastoral ministry, I was in ministry for 30 years full time. That last one ran from 1992 to 2005, right around 13 years. Started with 52 people, I think, my first Sunday. 450 people came to Christ and into the church over those years. And early on, we went from very traditional music, a piano, maybe an organ, and hymn books and that kind of thing. And we went to a praise band. We worshiped, but we went to a praise band to try to attract younger people. And it worked. We reached people for Christ. I had a small group of older people who, to put it mildly, did not like the new music. In fact, they despised the new music, and they made that very clear. We had services at 9:30 and 10:45 with the praise band, and I preached both of those services. So I suggested to these folks, we met with them, I suggested that we have an 8 o'clock service with a piano, some hymn books, and my sermon, have an 8 o'clock service in a smaller room. And they said, okay, yeah, we agree with that. We'll do that. So I got a piano player. I led the hymns. I can do stuff like that. I served the Lord's Supper. We're a church that had the Lord's Supper every Sunday. And I preached the sermon. So that had me doing 3 services on Sunday morning. Now, let me tell you something. After 3 services on Sunday morning, I'd go out somewhere and eat something. And I go home and get in my recliner and take a nap. Then I was ready to go again. But it'll take it out of you. It'll make you tired. That service dropped from about 20 people when we started to 5 people. And eventually it died. It just died. But you know what? I did that service for over 2 years. I was doing what I could to bring peace and mutual edification. In a lot of ways, I was handling the weaker faith. Always comes when people are fussing about things. So you try to handle it, and I call that kind of stuff worship wars, and it's very difficult. But you always want to handle the person with the weaker faith and try to build them up, bring peace and mutual edification. Hope you live like that. I try to. I will talk to you soon.